Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to start with a shopping trip. Or is it a horror story? After the dearly departed have left the pot, and I hang my head in complete and utter shame at my inability to keep anything green, I removed this poor little dead plant and cleaned the rather yucky pot. For the armature for these cacti, I'm using some kebab skewers, and I literally just jammed a load of foil into the pot to fill out the space. After finishing measuring my kebab skewers, I went on to put some clay in the bottom of my pot, and then I went on to pointlessly detail it because I'm going to cover it in like sand later on. So if you're going to do this, don't do that bit. Then I went on to make the armature for my cacti. Now I completely and utterly understand what it looks like I am making. Clearly it looks like a hot dog on a stick and absolutely nothing else. Any of you like misconstruing it for anything else, we can totally be friends. I have decided to make 3 cacti, 2 tall and 1 small, for a very specific reason, which I am sure you have all gauged as to why by now. I'm going to start with the smallest one. We're going to start with his eyes. I wanted to make these as expressive as possible because basically I wanted a reminder of all times not to buy any plants. I want these cacti on my windowsill to tell me, don't buy plants, you keep killing them. So I need to make sure that they look as, I don't know, expressive as possible. So yeah, this little grumpy one is the first one. After adding the eyes, I added in a pre-baked tooth because I thought one little snaggle tooth looked kind of cute. And then a rather grumpy looking bottom lip. I think this one is probably my favourite character. I don't know, he's just kind of cute in his grumpiness. After adding his mouth, I put on some rather chunky looking chubby cheeks, just so he had a body type akin to my own. I kind of wanted him to look grumpy cute, and I think I managed that. The cheeks certainly help, so if you're going with grumpy cute, add cheeks. To save myself a little bit of time, I am making all of the spikes on my cacti using cocktail sticks. I just couldn't be bothered to make tons and tons of little polymer clay spikes. This is a nice easy way of doing it. I would suggest that you use some bacon bond to attach these spikes now rather than having to glue them in later like I did, because I kept knocking them out during the painting process. To make his little flower on top of his head, I am cheating again by using some cutters. They're kind of meant for like pretty flowers for fondant cakes and stuff like that, but I certainly don't use them for cakes, I use them for clay. So if you want to cheat and make easy cacti flower, this is a good way of doing it. It saves yourself a lot of time. Yeah, then I just sort of jabbed it onto his head, and then it was on to the next cacti. This one, he's, or she, I think this one is a bit more feminine. Don't know if you can have male and female cacti. Apparently I can. So this one is fear of me, obviously, because I am the worst plant keeper ever. So I decided to try and make this one look quite scared. So to do that, I raised the eyebrows up. I found that eyebrows are like the best place to start an expression. I don't know how, but for some reason when I'm trying to make expressions, if you just move where the eyebrows are, you've got the rest of the face down. This one I wanted to have some little cacti arms. The one that's at the mouth is nice and easy, I didn't need armature, but for the arm that I want sticking out kind of looking like a cacti arm, I just popped it in another cocktail stick as armature, just so the clay's got something to support it during the baking process, because during baking it tends to droop if you don't have that support there. So if you're going to make any clay parts that are sticking out, always make sure you've got some sort of armature in there. Once I put the arms on, I went on to texturizing this one. I put loads and loads and loads and loads of dots all over it. I don't know why I do this to myself. So many projects I do this exact thing here and it takes a long time. However, I feel like it does make things look better, and it also hides any of my terrible sculpting. So if you've got lumpy bumpy clay like I often have, like that, it's quite lumpy, just make it look like it's supposed to be there by textures. This is my third cacti. I wanted this one to look rather annoyed at me, really angry, so that I can be a constant reminder that I mustn't buy plants. I can make them. Unfortunately, I have quite a few pots on my sides that have nothing living in them, so I could probably make quite a few of these. So I wanted this one to look quite angry. So to do that, I made quite a large grimace shape in where his mouth is, and I'm going to add loads of pre-baked polymer clay teeth, just using a little bit of bacon bond. Literally I'm just jamming them in wherever. You could also use cocktail sticks to do this with as well if you want to be consistent on not making any teeth. I just have some teeth in a bag. After I put all the teeth in, I popped like a big chunk of clay on the bottom lip, just to hide any, I don't know, lumpy bumpy bits in the gum lines. And then I added a top lip, and at this point I realised that I'd made a SpongeBob fish and then blended that in. Yeah, then after that it was on to the expression. This is what I mean by the eyebrows. At the minute he doesn't look that scary or angry, but as soon as I put like the eyes and the eyebrows in, he kind of looks pissed. For his arms, I decided to give him the "I'm not angry, I'm disappointed in you" arm fold, which actually took me a while to figure out. It was, I don't know why, but I sat there for quite some time just folding clay around itself, trying to figure out how an arm would sit in a crossed pose. I don't know why that took me so long, but I finally figured it out, which is why I did it off screen. I didn't put armature in these arms because they are resting against his body, so I didn't feel the need to worry about them falling off. Once I finished adding all the final details, like this wonderful little flower for this very grumpy looking, well, angry looking cacti, it was time to put them in the oven. I only had to do one bake, so that was nice easy project. Then it was on to painting. Today I didn't prime. I would normally prime my projects, but I didn't feel the need to do it today. So I literally just went straight in with my colours. I'm using my Arteza paints. I still don't know if I'm saying that right. Would you please let me know down in the comments if I am not. If I'm not, then just write, Sarah, you're saying it wrong, because I don't know. Once I finished painting their variations of green, I went in with a dark wash, which is basically black acrylic paint mixed with water. It kind of fills all the nooks and crannies of all the details that I've put in. Once I did that, I did a dry brushing of a lighter version of their colours. So basically I just mixed white with their primary green, and then gently brushed over all the raised areas of my sculpture so that it brought out all the forward details. I do this for all three cacti in their greens. Normally for inset eyes I will go in with quite a dark colour to give it that horror vibe, but for these ones I decided to go in with a lighter colour, and I feel like it really worked. I guess plants work differently anyway, their colour variations work differently, so I gave this a try and I feel like it worked quite well. Once I did that, I then went on to paint the eyes in just pitch black. I feel it kind of gave them a cuteness to them that I really liked. Then I went on to paint all of their spikes, which took quite a while actually. You don't realise how many little spikes you add to these things until you have to paint them. To give these little plants a soul, I'm literally just using one of my sculpting pin tools to add a little white dot to each eye. It gives them a little bit of life, something that I'm not so good at where it comes to plants in the first place. Now that my cacti are fully painted, I am just going to cover the base in some Mod Podge, hide all of that work that I did right at the beginning of the video, and then just pour some decorative sand all over the place. Once I poured the decorative sand on it, I then mixed up some woodland scenics like foliage in with some more Mod Podge and put that round the bottom of each cactus to try and hide the seams of where my sculpture begins and ends. It just brings it together a little bit better. Once I put all of that in, I made like this watery Mod Podge mixture. It's 50% water, 50% Mod Podge. I eventually get bored of doing it this way with the paintbrush and just like full on pour it in. There we are. After that, I added a little bit of gloss to their eyes, and then these guys are done. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. I've kind of enjoyed making this one. It totally reminds me now never to buy plants. If you're a bad plant mum or a bad plant dad, this is the sculpture for you. Make your own. If you do make your own, then please do tag me over on Facebook or on Instagram. Just search for Pixie Wolf Designs, you'll find me there. I also have a TikTok, so if you want to come and join me over there, you can do. I do a few other little artsy fartsy stuff on there. And I guess I will leave it there, guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye!